We've all seen the pictures. A side-by-side comparison on a fitness profile. On the left, someone looking gloomy and out of shape. On the right, that same person looking incredibly lean, confident, and tanned. These dramatic before and after transformations are one of the most reliable ways to generate massive engagement on social media. But the reality behind those images often comes down to a few basic tricks. A person can slump their shoulders and push their stomach out for the before shot, then stand up straight, flex, and adjust the lighting for the after shot, taking both photos less than 60 seconds apart. That visual illusion does heavy lifting. It forms the bedrock of the fitness creator economy, a market currently valued at over $480 billion. And a market that massive requires an endless, steady supply of brand new consumers. Recently, the business model behind these creators has evolved. Instead of trying to sell a simple, one-off workout PDF, highest earners now push recurring paid challenges and automated AI coaching agents that charge monthly subscriptions. To keep those high-margin programs full, fitness influencers rely on a sophisticated sales funnel. They need a system that can identify, capture, and convert users with ruthless efficiency. Modern fitness funnels specifically target behavioral data that signals deep psychological vulnerability. Marketers use motivational content as the front door for a system engineered to identify and monetize your specific insecurities. Getting someone to buy a fitness program requires reaching them when they feel the most self-conscious. Researchers track this through a concept called seasonal periodicity, finding that our internal anxieties about health operate on a highly predictable schedule. If you look at internet search queries, interest in starting a general exercise routine climbs during winter months and steadily drops off. But searches specifically related to weight loss follow a sharp biphasic pattern. Interest surges in winter and then spikes again in the summer. This map shows the seasonal difference in exercise searches across the United States. The magnitude of these shifts increases noticeably the further north you go. Marketers use this geographic data to optimize ad spend, deploying aggressive campaigns into these regions exactly as the weather changes. The system doesn't guess when a user is vulnerable. It tracks these macro trends to strike exactly when search volumes for weight loss and exercise are at their highest. Once the ad reaches you, the marketer has to make a promise big enough to get your money, while carefully avoiding the Federal Trade Commission. The FTC actively monitors for illegal, unscientific claims, like promising you can lose 2 pounds a week without dieting. To bypass regulations, marketers use advertisements with dark pattern UX designs, prompting users to take highly structured body type quizzes. These guide you through manipulative questions about your body shape and past ideal weight. The goal is manufacturing shame, priming you to accept their fasting schedules. Once you interact with that quiz, algorithmic lock-on takes over. The advertising system logs your interaction, pairing it with persistent data trails you've left across the internet. This creates a dangerous flaw. A user might have searched for a keto diet 5 years ago, struggled with disordered eating, and has now shifted to searching for healthy concepts like intuitive eating. The system sees the word eating, and it weaponizes that old data, bombarding them with aggressive weight loss ads. The relevancy algorithm conflates these opposing concepts, treating a search for recovery exactly like a search for a new diet. It identifies a target and keeps the user tethered to the very content they are trying to avoid. When we stop looking at this from the perspective of optimized revenue, the human cost becomes clear. For individuals with a history of disordered eating, these targeted ads inflict a profound psychological toll. Academics use the term slow violence to describe this. It is a gradual, delayed psychological harm. The damage doesn't come from one single catastrophic event, but from the relentless repetition of being told your body is wrong, day after day. Users trapped in this cycle often try to fight back. They manually retrain their feeds by clicking mute, hide, or report on every triggering ad. But these manual user defenses almost always fail. The algorithm's relevancy models are built to categorize broad interests, making them far too simple to comprehend the emotional reason why a specific user finds an ad harmful. The platforms offer superficial tools for user protection, but those tools are completely incompatible with an algorithm built solely to maximize engagement. The modern fitness industry abandoned simple, passive workout guides long ago. They are replaced by relentless algorithmic predators operating around the clock. It times your seasonal insecurity, baits you with manipulative quizzes, and traps you using historical data. When users buy into these heavily marketed challenges and inevitably fall short, they feel a deep sense of personal failure and shame. But that shame is actually a manufactured feature of the product itself, designed to keep them returning to the funnel. Escaping this cycle requires seeing the trap for exactly what it is. Recognizing the cold, mechanical architecture of this digital funnel is the first and best defense to disarm its psychological power.